What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got some interesting Jack Knight duels for you guys to check out, and I don't think that I've ever seen a build of Jack Knights quite as strange as this, or I'm not sure if I should call them Mekk-Knights or Jack Knights. Mekk-Knights are the TCG name. Let's go with that. So Mekk-Knights obviously are column based, and they don't really rely on the normal summon all that much. It leaves the opportunity, or it leaves the door open for you to be able to run a bunch of different archetypes inside to kind of just mix in things like Invoked. Maybe the Predator Plant engine works. He is running some plants in here, but I never thought about playing True Dracos, and it's interesting because you're going to see Masterpiece at the field a couple of times, but it's not going to be the way that you would normally summon Masterpiece. So let's go ahead and roll this, and that's what makes this deck very unique in nature. So he's playing against an Invoke deck, and his opponent does play Wind Witches as well. I actually thought about playing Wind Witches and Invoked because it's only like a 6-card engine. You can use them to summon Raijin. The problem was, like, I feel like if you summon Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, then the Invoke cards, they can't be summoned, so I feel like they kind of lose their purpose. And I don't want to just sit around for my Crystal Wing to die, but I also want to just push the tempo of the duel if I'm in a winning, if I'm in a winning position. I want to be able to continue winning. So I don't know, I feel like it worked really well before Master 04. All right, so Interrupt the Slumber hits the board, and that gets Gamma Seal and Dogoran out. You get a Masterpiece to hand, which is fine. I don't know why he negated the Azure Blue. That was definitely a mistake. All the card does is move to a different column. Now he can just activate Orthos, Scorpio, and Darling Cobra. Gets Brilliant Fusion for free. And I was like, yo, you're probably going to get fucked up now. So your Crystal Wing might get wrecked. I believe Blue Sky is going to search too. He goes into Skull Deep, which is especially dangerous in Mekk-Knights because of that special summon effect. Now he gets himself a copy of Diagram off Terraforming. He searches for Masterpiece. He's going to summon the purple disc, and check this out. He special summons his copy of Masterpiece. How often do you see that? He uses Skull Deep's effect, and not quite an OTK, but that's definitely close. If he would have been able to have any if he would have had any continuous traps or spells in his graveyard, it would have been game. And he goes into Titanic Galaxy in main phase 2, and his opponent just automatically scoops. He realizes, okay, I'm not going to be able to activate Invocation because you're probably just going to eat up my Invocation, and then not only can I not activate its effect, but you know, I will not get my invoked monster on the field. So I thought that was really strange, or it was a very quirky play, special summoning Masterpiece off the effect of Skull Deep. Really interesting. Second duel is against Super Heavy Samurai, deck that doesn't run any back row, and he ultimately loses his True Depths. The card that shows Lee is actually a bad guy. Man, Lee this entire time debating everybody. He's gonna go purple. He's gonna search, and then Scorpio and Cobra are gonna come out. Get that copy of Brilliant Fusion. I believe he only plays one Brilliant Fusion too, so don't have to worry about drawing that, or hopefully drawing any Garnets. Then he's going to summon Blue Sky. Goes into Skull Deep once again. It gets a bunch of searches. Now I believe he's trying to dig for his Masterpiece. Diagram will obviously get him that. Surprised he didn't blow up the Brilliant Fusion to search. I thought that was kind of interesting, but I think he wanted the card in the column so that he can summon his copy of Azure Blue. That's the thing. That's what makes sense to me. And once again, he summons Masterpiece from his hand off of Skull Deep's effect. Dude, people underrate Skull Deep. Well, that sounds dumb. People don't underrate Skull Deep, but Skull Deep is so good. It is such an incredibly strong card, and that special summon effect, that's the effect that I think I underrated because I was so mesmerized by the draw 4 and then put 3 back effect. But that second effect, or I think it's actually the third effect. Yeah, that third effect, the special summon, definitely comes in handy. Let me give you guys a quick glance at the deck right quick. And yeah, I've already got it downloaded. I really love doing commentary on Yugioh Pro 2 so much more than on Percy because it's just so much cleaner. And the fact that you can, when you're watching a duel, the fact that you can jump back and forward. They tried to implement that on Percy, but it doesn't work. So, I mean, maybe it'll be something that they put into different patches at some point later. So you can kind of see the deck. It is basically what you'd expect. I mean, maybe you could probably throw a Regeki in here or something like that. You do have to run the continuous, you know, Jack Knight cards or Mekk-Knight cards, because if you're not going to use them for their effects, you basically need them on the field so that you can have cards in columns so that you can actually summon your guys. 3 copies of Diagram, I kind of feel like it's too much. In fact, it's really weird because I don't even think Mekk-Knights are all that suited for field spells, because the field spell doesn't go in a column that, you know, you can actually make use of. So I think it's really weird that they even got a field spell. To be honest, it should have been just a continuous spell. But yeah, this is what the deck looks like on paper. Me personally, first impressions, I would probably take out like a Diagram and a Terraforming, or I would probably take out like, no, I would just take that out. Like 1 Diagram, 1 Terraforming, and I'd probably try and put in like, you know, momentum cards like Regeki, something like that, because it didn't really seem like him getting to, it didn't seem like him getting the Masterpiece was a problem at all. So maybe that, or you could take those out, throw some hand traps in, just some options to think about.